Hi everybody, I'm Eric from Twisted Throttle, and I'm here to show you the MRA X-Creen Tour and the clamp-on kit for putting this onto your windshield. Now if you've gotten to this video, you've already put together the spoiler assembly on the previous video so that you've got the hinges and dog bones set up. What we're going to do in this video is open up the box for the clamp-on kit, show you what's in there, and show you how to get this onto your original screen. So inside this box, you'll see a sheet of instructions, and you will see a little baggie of parts. Baggie of parts has the quantities and diagrams of all the parts that are in there. It looks a little intimidating when you first dump it out, but it's actually really not bad. What you've got is two clamps. You've got the two Allen wrenches you'll need to do the installation. You've got two bolts. These two bolts will hold the clamps that are on your windshield onto your X-Creen spoiler. Then you've got a couple of little wedge pieces, and you have 4 little set screws if you get everything out of the bag. Okay, so the way you put this together is, the first step, you're going to grab one of the little wedges and one of the little clamps, and you'll line up that wedge so that the angled side of the wedge is facing inwards toward the closed end of the U. You'll face the side with 2 holes in it toward the outside of the clamp, the side with 1 hole in it toward the inside of the clamp. Those 2 holes are going to match up with 2 holes on the outside of the clamp. So then we're going to take this rubber liner piece. This protects your original windshield from damage. We're going to slide that into the U. You'll know which way to do this because there's a little cylinder of rubber that comes out of the center of this piece, and that indexes into a matching cylinder in the clamp. Then we're going to take these little set screws and we're going to put those into the threaded 2 holes in the clamp. Now the set screw has a solid end and an open end, so you can put an Allen wrench in there. You're going to put the solid end into the hole. You don't have to tighten this up yet. You'll tighten that up once you've placed the clamp onto your original screen. If you can't finger tighten these, you can just grab the smaller of the 2 Allen wrenches and just spin them in a little bit. Okay, so that one's all set. We're going to repeat that process with the second clamp. So again, we're going to take the wedge, slide it into the clamp. We're going to take the rubber piece and we're going to slide that rubber piece into the clamp. Then we're going to take the set screws and get those started going into the threaded holes on the clamp. And that's all there is to assembling that. So now we have to connect the clamps to your spoiler assembly. And what we're going to do is we're going to take each of these clamps facing the opening of the clamp downwards, because your original windscreen is down. And we're going to connect that to the cylindrical portion of the X-Creen assembly. If you want to take a look at how that looks. Next, we're going to take the bolt that comes with this kit. And we're going to drop that in from above. And you'll have to wiggle it around a little bit to get it to slide through. There we go. And from there you'll be able to tighten that up. Be careful to not scratch your spoiler when you're tightening that up. You can pivot the spoiler out of the way if you need to. You want to leave it loose enough at this point to be flexible when you move this around, because you want to be able to pivot that as you're fitting it to your screen. So we're going to take the second clamp and we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to connect that onto the cylinder, drop the screw down in there until it lines up. And we will tighten that up. Okay. So, the last step in this process is to fit this onto your screen. You'll see that the clamps with the rubber in here are facing open downwards. And once you slide that onto your original screen, you'll be able to tighten up these two set screws to get a nice firm grip on your original screen. So, we've got a little demo screen here we can use. And this is much easier to do if the screen is attached to your bike. That way the screen won't go anywhere, unless somebody's got your keys. So, you'll loose fit that on. The nice thing about the clamp system is that if you don't have it quite centered, you can just wiggle it back and forth until you've got it in the right spot. Won't damage the screen. So, that looks pretty good from my perspective. And I'm going to take the smaller of the two Allen wrenches now, and from the back of the original screen, I'm going to tighten up those little set screws. I'll tighten up one side like so, and then I'll turn the screen around so you can see it. Now the purpose of that wedge that you placed into the clamp earlier was to make sure that these set screws don't cut their way directly into the original screen. These set screws are actually pushing on that original wedge. Okay, so if we look at the handiwork here, you'll see that the set screws, before you start tightening them, stick out about a 1/4 inch or so. And once you've tightened them, they actually disappear inside the clamp. And you can give them with those snug but not super tight. Again, you don't want to fracture the original screen. So, we'll repeat that process on the other side, tightening up those set screws. And your installation is all completed. At this point, if the little arrowheads are pointing in towards each other and the oval pieces are pointing in towards each other, you'll be able to adjust both the height of the original screen and the pivot angle of the X-Creen spoiler. When you want to lock it down so that it doesn't move, you simply put the two pieces in a vertical position, and everything's locked. Won't go anywhere. They even tested it on the Autobahn. So, that's all you need to know to install your X-Creen Tour with the clamp-on kit. Enjoy riding. See you next time at Twisted Throttle.